everybody. Welcome to another edition of Shooting the Shit with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's question also comes from Peter DeBoner, but don't worry, he's not trying to repeat yesterday's debacle. He's trying to make up for it by making it a nice, simple, easy question today. He wants to know, what's your favorite gun? And he said from your collection, but I'm going to say, well, it doesn't have to necessarily be from your collection. I'm assuming it will be if it's your favorite gun. But what's your favorite gun to shoot and why? Make sure you add the why. Simple question. Now, for me, that's a little bit tricky. I really don't enjoy shooting long guns all that much because I think I consider them more offensive than defensive. I prefer shooting handguns. And I'm going to say, as much as I love my revolvers and stuff like that, they are fun to shoot. But I think shooting my Beretta 92 is more fun than shooting my revolvers, even though it's just 9mm. Because, I know I'm not going to hurt nobody. And it's still fun to shoot, and it's classy. You feel like you're classy when you're shooting it. So it's a really fun shoot. But I'm going to have to say I also enjoy shooting Glocks because it's a simple, visceral, kind of medieval type of gun. It has that weird feel to it. And it is real fun to go out to the range, once again, probably with 9mm, so you don't hurt nobody. But it really is a fun gun to shoot. But I'm going to say my most fun gun to shoot, the gun I enjoy the most, not only because of how nice a gun it is, but also, like I said, because of how it makes you feel classy, is my Beretta 92. Now, with that being said, let's go over and see if anybody's weighing in to help old Peter D make up for yesterday. Officer Tater Hater said revolver, model 686 or 66 in 6-shot 357 Magnum semi-auto, SIG 229 and 357 SIG. I also sent more emails. Watch the one from Southern Drawn Law, sickening. I saw the one where the guy was macing someone, but I haven't seen the others today. But yeah, but 686 is a great gun to shoot. 6.6, great gun to shoot. Now, shooting 357 Magnum does get a little tiring at the range because it can wear on your hand a little bit. At 357 SIG, you got expensive tastes. Plus, you might hurt somebody. You got to be careful with that. Sean Bain says Ruger 2022, the gun my dad and Pop taught me to shoot and fire, taught me to use to shoot, teach me to shoot, and taught me firearm safety. That's what I say, I think. That's a good choice and nostalgic. And a lot of people, I think, are going to say 22 because they can shoot a lot of it. There's not a lot of recoil. You're not wearing yourself down. It's not super loud. And you could do some pretty precise shooting with it. So I'm not surprised. I'll be surprised if a lot of people don't say 22. I just don't like shooting 22. Like I always say, it's kind of like fucking your pillow. Doesn't really matter how long you can do it. It's really still not exciting. Vidal Travis chimed in here and said, boring old Glock 19. I shoot it well, so that's why. Well, I said even in my comments that shooting Glocks is fun. There's something about them. They're kind of primitive. They're kind of raw. They're kind of visceral. It's fun to shoot. Plus, you can play lawman or detective from the modern movies. Pew pew. I'm a cop, or I'm a FBI agent, or I'm a whatever the fuck it is. Tom Cruise is. I don't want to be Tom Cruise, but I don't know what they are really. Federal agents, maybe? I don't know. Peter D says, for me, it's not even a firearm legally. My 1858 Remington cap and ball, it forces you to slow down and have fun, but has to be cleaned right away. Well, I think most guns should be cleaned right away. But black powder guns are a lot of fun because you gotta, you get to play with your musket more. You're spending less time actually shooting and more time enjoying your tool. I don't know if I can put any more sexual innuendo in there unintentionally, but you know what I'm saying? It's fun. And that's very primitive, very raw. And you can kind of pretend like what it was like to go hunting back in the day, what it was like to be a Minuteman, and things like that. So a lot of fun there. For those of you just joined us, today's topic is what's your favorite gun to shoot and why? This topic comes to us from Peter D, who's trying to make amends for the disaster he created yesterday. And I'm encouraging everybody to participate to make him feel better because, he does have Lyme disease after all, after blaspheming Phil. So try to make his last days happy ones. About last days, I don't know how much longer he's got. I wouldn't say no more than 50 years. Could be as few as a few days, as much as 50 years, I think. I don't know. Gummy Wuzzle chimed in and said, well, he's Gummy Wuzzle to everybody else. He's always Chrissy to me. My Swiss K11 carbine and PX4, I love the power. Obviously, he's talking about the K11 carbine with the power. PX4 is just a really nice gun. Shoots smooth and easy. Nice shooting gun. I'm a fan. John M. Mandrick chimed in and said, my 1022 takedown. It's fun and inexpensive. A lot of people share that opinion. A lot of people love shooting 22 because it is inexpensive. You're not breaking the bank with every pull. You can do some, it's not wearing you down shooting it. You're not getting fatigued real quick. Also, you can do some pretty precise stuff with it, especially at moderate ranges, because it is a fast, flat traveling round. So Henry J 22, he says Ruger 1022. I like hollowing out playing cards. That's something some people in my family used to love to do. I was a shooting thing that was popular when I was a kid. A clothespin on a clothesline and some playing cards, and you tried to shoot the ace out of the middle or the certain parts of the card off. It was fun. Mr. Furley said Smith & Wesson 406 and my G21, great shooters. Yeah, and like I said, Glock was one of my favorite ones to shoot because it is so fun. John Heasley says CZ Shadow 2 for the accuracy. Yeah, the Shadow 2s are amazing to shoot. They're scary good, actually. They're amazing guns. Now, if you go up to like the 40 Sport Tactical or what I call the Tacticool Orange, I forget what they call it, the Orange Tactical or something. That one's too scary, too good, too scary. The trigger's so light, it scares me. So it's no fun to shoot for me because it is such a light precision trigger. I like to have a little more pull on my trigger. But the Shadow 2 is great. Ghost Shadow says muzzle loader at public range with 1,000 grain FG powder sounds and looks like a cannon going off with massive muzzle blast. You're that guy at the range. The guy that's got to try to blow everybody out of there. I can't be that guy at the range. I don't go to public ranges anymore. I can shoot what I want down where I'm at down there, or over on the other side of the hill over here if I want to shoot something longer range. We just got a couple more people weighing in here, so we're getting towards the end. So if you want to weigh in quickly. Edgar Cortez, if you want to help out Peter D, not feel like such a failure after yesterday. My Finnish-made M39 bolt-action Milsurp rifle, very accurate and fun to shoot. Handguns, my SIG P232 380 pistol, also extremely accurate. The 232s are awesome. The 230 series guns, period, are just nice, really nice guns to shoot. The only bad thing about them is 3080 is so expensive. I wish you could get 380 cheap. It's a short version of 9mm. It should be less money than the 9mm, but it isn't. It's expensive. So I wish it was cheaper to shoot. But yeah, a lot of 380 guns are a lot of fun to shoot. The Walther PPK, a lot of people don't know this, but it is an amazingly fun gun to shoot. Even though it's blowback, recoil is not abusive. It is drop dead accurate at long range, at medium ranges. It's just amazingly accurate, that fixed barrel. Like I've said many times, the only problem I ever had shooting my PPK or my 232 is that the 380 wasn't powerful enough to swing around the bigger plates on the dueling tree. You'd shoot it, they'd only go halfway, and then you're like, well, I can't even shoot it back the other way now. But still a hell of a lot of fun to shoot. All right, we got one last person weighing in here, and it was once again Chrissy or Gummy Wuzzle. And he said, actually, my favorite model is my next one. Well, I think a lot of us suffer from that situation. the gun that you most want to have is that next one that you're looking for. Because the hunt is most of the fun. I think the anticipation, the kill itself, getting the gun, it's exciting, but it's not as exciting, a week later. I mean, a week later, you just got a dead buffalo in your backyard. The stalking them, hunting them, taking them down was much more fun than just having a dead buffalo in your backyard. So the next gun is usually my favorite too. But that looks like that's it for us today. I want to thank everybody for participating, trying to help redeem Peter D. That did go a lot better today. It was a nice, simple question. I wish more people would weighed in for his sake, but not a lot of people like to get involved these days. That's the bad thing. That's why when people say, why don't we have the things we used to have? Well, those things used to require participation. And now no one wants to participate. They don't exist anymore. It's like people in my hometown. It's a bitch. I just got this the other day, and that's why I'm bitching about it. One of the people I know that's still back in my town is like, we can't keep any good restaurants here or coffee shops. Why do they not want to run them? Why do the people who open them here not know how to run a business? I'm like, it's not that. It's that you bitch and complain that you don't have a coffee shop in town. And then the first time someone opens one, you go in, you're like, $3 for coffee. I can make it at home for $1. I ain't paying that for coffee. And then they go out of business because nobody wants to support them. It just gets on my nerves, people like that. I want a nice coffee shop in town. Well, I ain't paying that. Fuck you. But as I was saying, thanks everybody for participating. How about you all out there in YouTube land? Let me know. What's your favorite gun to shoot and why? Help Peter DeBoner redeem himself. Let us know. And if you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, or you just want to come in and talk crap to me because you disagree on something I said in the video, come to one of our live chats. We do them at 6 p.m. every day. We'll be doing our open chat immediately after this one, so don't anyone go anywhere. Thanks again to everybody who participated. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Hey everybody, Yankee here. Before we go, I just want to take a second to remind everyone that this channel is 100% viewer funded. We don't take a penny from advertisers, retailers. We don't take money from political organizations. There's no one telling me what I need to tell you. Everything that we do is done through the generosity of our viewers, either buying merchandise or becoming a patron or a Subscribe Star member. You're all the ones that support Pets and Vets and TYMP. And that's the reason I can stay true to myself and loyal only to the people who watch my channel. And I can spend my time talking about what I want to talk about, telling what I think needs to be said, and giving you my uncensored take on things I think you need to hear. So if you'd like to help keep things that way, please support the channel by becoming a patron, a Subscribe Star supporter, or just going over to my web store and buying some merch. The links are all in the upper corner of this video.